Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are going to be playing another rapid game. My last game went okay, ended up blundering in the end game and losing, but we're back. And I think I entered that last game a little bit down in terms of my mood and my kind of perception of the way my chess has been going. You know, having a streak of losses obviously is never fun, but I think the real thing that I've kind of realized more recently is that I've just gotten out of the habit of really truly analyzing my games, and I think that's kind of hampering my growth. Really, I think I've really gotten lazy. I'm like abominably lazy when it comes to game analysis. So after this game, win or lose, I want to spend some time going through the analysis. I definitely think this is going to be a longer video, but I'm really going to try and focus on the game, take it quite seriously, and then, take some time to analyze it, not using the engine, not relying on the engine to tell me the answers, but thinking about the game and understanding what I did. So already in this game, my opponents made 4 different pawn moves. I'm feeling good about my development. I think I'm going to play e6 here, take up some more space in the center. I may consider bringing my light square bishop outside of the pawn chain here. Put this pin on the knight. I could also consider fianchettoing it with something like b6, bishop b7. And that also is somewhat appealing now that my opponent has played c3. Just trying to think of the best place to put the light square bishop. Because if I play e6, it locks the light square bishop into my queen side. So just pausing here for a second to kind of decide what I want to do. I think I'm going to play e6, followed by bishop e7, and I will go with a setup where I fianchetto my light square bishop. I think I like it on that long diagonal. And with all these pawn moves that white has made early on in the game, I think I stand to possibly benefit from a weakness on that diagonal. So I will follow bishop b2 with bishop e7, and I will castle next. I wonder if white still plans on castling, even though they've played an early f4. I've also got to be aware of e5 being played, making sure my knight doesn't get trapped, which would be a big problem for me. I could consider playing instead of b6, possibly b5. b5, though, is unsupported, so b6 probably coming next. I think I will castle first, get my king out of the center. So we'll start there. And trying to not fall too far behind on the clock in the beginning like I do. We're playing on the Chessnut Pro today, so all of the moves that I make on the board are being translated into Lichess, and when my opponent makes a move, an LED shows up on the board to indicate where I need to put their piece. So if you see me looking up, I'm looking at the screen to check the clock, but early on in this game, I'm going to try and really stay focused on the board itself. All right, my opponent plays h3 here, which I think is definitely a weakening move. Instead of fianchettoing my light square bishop, now I have half a mind to play e5 myself and potentially sacking on h3. Now, if I play e5, f5 could be coming. And I don't really like that. But if he plays f5, I may be able to play d5. Try and break up that pawn center a little bit. I'm also considering d5 here right now. Although d5 followed by e5 is not so great for me. The other thing that he's done is he's really, really weakened g3. So maybe knight h5 followed by knight g3 could be nice. But I don't have a way to support it. You can put the queen over there. I think I'm going to play b6, get my light square bishop into the game here, and then look to bust open this center so I can get some nice lines for my bishops. So far, I like the position. I think white may have a future weakness with their d-pawn. All right, knight's going to a3. Okay. I think I'm going to continue on with my plan. Bishop b7. All right, knight goes back. So that's where they wanted to place the knight. Maybe they're looking to play a d5 move here. Or sorry, d4 for white. So it's in my best interest in this current position to try and break some lines open. I do think white's king is weak. They've played f4 and h3. So really wanting to try and take advantage of that. I may play queen c7. Queen c7 or queen d7. Get my queen off the back rank. Bring a rook to the center because we're gonna try and break this open real quick. I'm also looking at knight h5, but I think it's too early. I don't think getting into g3 is really going to help me yet. He can easily defend that square. I wonder if I play an early h5, h5, h6, or h5, h4. h5 could also discourage them from playing g4, even though they probably don't want to. It's really, really weakening. I'm going to go with queen c7, then probably rook a d8. Get an alignment with the queen. Like I said, I think long term that d pawn could be a weakness. Okay, knight's jumping in. I think I'm going to continue with my plan. See what black wants to do here. And now I need to look for a pawn break. I've been looking at d5. I don't think d5 works because of e5. And then my knight is kind of not sure where it wants to go. Okay, what is that move? Their knight is jumping back. So they've made so many moves. Just really trying to decide if I can play d5 here or if I can play e5, e5, f5, d5. I think I'm going to, yeah, e5. e5 they're probably not taking. Although e5 weakens d5 and f5, which I really don't like. Those are nice squares for their knight to jump into. And I really don't know if I want to allow that. Well, my dog is... Yeah, I'm really trying to figure out how I can get my pieces to the queen side now. This is, or the king side. This is, it's something to me is just not looking quite right from white's perspective. Now I can't play knight h5 anymore because that square is firmly defended by the light square bishop queen battery. I'm just looking if I can play e5, calculating what happens if I give up f5 to the knight. I don't really like it. I'm also considering playing h4 here. Or sorry, h5. Taking away a square from the knight. Although that g4 square is heavily defended by white here. And I would just drop a pawn, so that's also not good. I think I'm going to play e5. Try and really bust up this center. So he comes back. I may just play knight e8 here. I think that's my only move, so that probably was a mistake for me. But I'm going to be playing d4 next. Again, just trying to bust open some lines. My light square bishop can get active. Knight jumps to g4. I think I'm going to actually play f6 here. And the idea being trying to get a square for my knight. So if takes, knight takes. Knight takes, bishop takes. Again, I'm trying to open up some lines here, break open the center. Takes back with the pawn. I will take back with the knight. It's also helpful because it connects my rooks again. See if he's going to take back with his knight or not. I don't know if it would make sense for them to take back with the knight or not. And I probably wouldn't take that knight because it helps put their light square bishop on a nice square, attacking a backward pawn. So I don't want to do that. All right, they elect to take back. And I will most likely take with the bishop. I'm just considering what happens if I take with the rook. I think I'm going to take with the bishop. I don't think it makes sense to take with the rook because after knight g4, oh, plays a light square bishop anyways, hitting that backward pawn. Okay. Now I could just push that pawn. Could I play e5 here? E5. I'm not falling prey to any tactics. I think I do want to play e5 here. Now, e5, he could play bishop e6 with check. Then I just move my king over. What happens after queen h5? Time check. I'm way down on the clock, as per usual. I think I'm going to play e5 here. He may give the check. I don't think I'm afraid of the check. Maybe he plays f5 here. I think taking could be nice for me. I would take with the knight. Okay, so he does give the check. That's okay. Like I said, just stepping the king over. Okay, so he pushes. Yeah, it gives that bishop some really nice support. Whoops, knocked my king over. I'm going to play e4 now. Take, open up a line for the rook. If pushes, I have take, that square firmly defended by me, d4. So feeling good about that. Okay, the knight is jumping in, attacking my dark square bishop. And I don't think I really want to give that up. I might retreat the dark square bishop. Yeah, I don't think I want to give that up. My dark square bishop is an asset for me. Now, he could play f6, but that square has 3 defenders. He only has 2 attackers at this point. Okay, he pushes. But this is where I lost a defender of d4. Okay, let's think about sacking here, though. Let's think about knight takes. If queen takes back, we have bishop c5, which is a nice tactic. I think I'm free to take this. We'll see if white spots the tactic or not. I think this would be a big blunder if they take with the queen. I also may consider taking the light square bishop with the knight if they don't take back with the queen. Okay. I see they're attacking me, but now I think this is an even bigger problem for white because I have queen c5. I have 4.5 minutes. I'm gonna make sure that I don't mess this up. Hold on. Oh, take knight takes. I don't have the fork yet. Hmm. If I play okay. Queen c5. If rook c1, I have knight e2 double check, hitting the rook. And I still would think about taking that light square bishop with the knight, although I'm not 100% sure. Now I have these two big pawns, two connected passed pawns in the center. I definitely think this is better for black. I'm feeling quite good. I'm just looking to see, okay. Interesting. I see. All right. All right. So I've got to keep defending that knight somehow. If I give a check, he can take back with the queen or the rook. Taking back with the rook defends the bishop. So I should escape this pin. Probably. While still defending the knight. Time check, 3:30. All right. Let's escape the pin, but keep the knight defended. Something like this. Because it also defends the checking square if he ever plays rook c1. Oh, it's defended twice, Cameron. It's defended twice. I didn't. Yeah. I made a mistake there. Okay. I made a mistake. Now I'm just cleaned down a piece. That's no good at all. Hold on a second. I have queen takes, and then I still have the bishop. I don't know if I'm... Oh, I think I'm just still down a piece, aren't I? Yeah. So I'm clean down a piece for a pawn. Knight's jumping in. But we do have these passed pawns, which is helpful. He's going to try and fork. I think I'm going to have to sack the exchange. Yeah, I'm low on time. I'm going to sack the exchange here. Really what I've got to do is try and get one of these pawns down to the edge of the board. And I probably need to use the light square bishop to help me out. We go here. Yeah, I don't know if this think I'm going to, I don't know if this is a good idea trading off my light square bishop, but I think they're causing too many problems for me. So I will trade it off. The king is going to step up. We're going to take this with check, which is helpful. Here. We're going to give another check. I'm going to take here. Okay, rook's going here. $122 left. I don't know. I don't think this is salvageable, but I'm going to give a check here first. Wow, steps this way. That seems odd to me. I'm going to take here. Probably rook takes. Yes. Here. Oh, I had a back rank. Oh my goodness. Okay. Good game. I'm going to switch views and we'll analyze this deeper. Thanks to my opponent for the game. We're going to dive into this, and I've watched a lot of videos lately from Jesse Kraai, Grandmaster Jesse Kraai, who is a part of Chess Dojo, and it's really inspired me to take a more in-depth look into my games, analyzing without the engine and really thinking about what's going on. So in this game, I played the Sicilian. My opponent right away responded with f4 here, and I didn't know exactly. I don't know theory when it comes to the Sicilian, so I don't know exactly what the best response to that is. I played d6 because it's familiar with the setup I know, trying to add some protection to e5. I kind of wonder if theoretically maybe knight c6 is better, just claiming more space on my opponent's side of the board. So not exactly sure if that may have been a better move this early in the game. I'm guessing e6 is probably not devastating, but maybe not the best. They go knight c3, and then I do play knight c6. So we're kind of fighting over e5 and d4 right now. I've got nice protection here and here, and they just have this knight wanting to jump into those two squares. My opponent plays c3, which to me feels like it goes against the way they've opened this game with these two big pawn pushes. My thought would have been they were trying to prepare here for d4, in which case maybe I could have done a better job at preparing that with a move like queen b6, but I think queen b6 is probably a little too premature. I think I played knight f6 here, just trying to get another piece into the game and control more space, which is what I did. I do think I like that move. I like the position of this knight. I think it belongs there. This was curious to me. Again, kind of blocks in the light square bishop. Now they've played c3. They've played f4. The king's still in the center of the board. And maybe with that, I should have tried harder to break open the center if I could. I just didn't know exactly how to do that. Instead, I sort of fell back on e6, which does block in the light square bishop, but as I did in the game, I fianchettoed the light square bishop. They develop their bishop, which, this bishop is okay here, but it doesn't really seem to be doing a lot. I'm developing my bishop, castles, castles. And here, I remember saying during the game, like, from my perspective, I feel like, I've opened this well. They probably have the space advantage just because of these two big pawn pushes, but their king safety, there's a little bit to be questioned there. If I had to evaluate the position in terms of who was better, probably a slight edge to white. So maybe white is slightly better here. I'm just going to add that to my annotations as I go through this game. And we'll check some of these positions to see if I was right in my intuition as I'm analyzing this game. Castles, castles. Okay, and h3 again, I think was a huge waste of time. And I said that during the game. I was just trying to figure out, how do I take advantage of this? How do I break through in the center? Now their king has lost two of its main defenders. Maybe I could have considered sacking here. I think I played b6, which is another slow move. I probably should not have done that. I guess I should have probably tried to figure out how to break open the center, maybe with e5. Let's go down that line. If I would have played e5, my thought would have been they probably would just play here, and I'd go c5 or d5, trying to break open the center here a little bit. And maybe they take, I don't know. I don't think taking is necessarily best for them. If takes, maybe something like this, and I'm just going right back. But they have this backward pawn that I called out earlier in the game, so I don't think that line is actually better for white. Is it better for me? So let's see if they take. Do I feel like this is better for me? I don't know. It's kind of tough to say. I've got my pawns seem a little overextended. I'm still not fully developed. To be fair, neither is white. But I don't think I like that position as much as the position I had in the game, which is more solid and kind of what appeals to me more. So I played b6, planning to fianchetto my bishop. So although this is a slow move, I would consider it to be a developing move because I was able to get my light square bishop in the game. My opponent is rerouting his knight to the other side of the board, which makes sense. And here, again, if I look at this position, it feels pretty even to me. I'm actually ahead in development, so I have all my pieces in the game. He's still yet to bring his dark square bishop out. My king has better safety than white's. So, we've played 3 more moves since where I said maybe white was slightly better here. And I think I've been able to gain a slight advantage in terms of the position. So we keep going down this path. He's rerouting his knight. I played queen c7. I think that makes sense to me. Again, I'm just trying to bring some rooks to the center and bust open the center in some way, shape, or form. So I still feel good about this move. I had to think about other moves I was considering, was this knight rerouting to here, but I just felt like after something like this and allowing maybe his queen to get onto the king side where the rest of his pieces are starting to build this attack, it just didn't really make sense. And I couldn't protect that square with my dark square bishop because then it's defended twice. So I just felt like putting my knight on the edge of the board didn't make sense. That was kind of the only other move I was considering at this point in the game. Okay, my opponent is continuing to bring their knight over. And here did I spend the most? No, I moved my rook over. Okay, I feel good about that move. Just developing. This felt a little slow to me. I didn't really understand why they were bringing their knight backwards. Yes, going in here seems like it may make sense, but I have it covered. So does he. I know he opens up this line for the rook. In this position, I think I played d5, which is probably a mistake. I'm actually going to annotate this move with a question mark. I don't like it. If I could have that move back, what would I play? What would I play if I could have that move back? What would be a better move? I said just 2 moves ago I liked black's position more, and I think I still do. I think this knight isn't sure what it's doing. I've still got most of my pieces involved. Probably want to start bringing my pieces over to the king side. I was considering e5 here, but I thought they would have just pushed again. And I don't really know if that would be the worst thing in the world. I probably would have just responded right away with d5. And maybe that makes more sense. Because if they let me take, I think that's going to be a problem for them. Maybe they take back, I take with the knight. And I don't think taking back is very helpful for them. But I like this position a lot more, so maybe e5 was a better move in the position. Even if they pushed, let's say if they take, I do give up control of these 2 squares now. I have no more pawns to defend d5, and I could defend f5 with a pawn, but it's still pretty weak. And I was kind of worried about that, knight jumping in here. Maybe that doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess if that was the case, maybe I'm playing here. Take. This pawn is loose. Yeah, I still like this better for me. So I think e5 instead of d5 in this position probably would have been a better move. So, because I knew that if I played e5, his response automatically was going to be e5. And putting my knight on e8 is a pretty sad move. It's just a big waste of time. Here I played f6. Again, I think this made sense in the context of what I had just done, trying to break open the position. I like this bishop where it is now. He brings his light square bishop out here. This pawn is backward. I still like this move. Yeah, he gets to support his bishop, but I wasn't really believing that that was going to be helpful. Now, I did not anticipate this move from the dark square bishop when I played e4. Trying to think if I had maybe a better move. I wonder if rerouting my knight and playing d5 would have been, or d4 would have been better, opening up this diagonal. Maybe even maybe even d4 would have been better here. If takes, probably takes this direction, and yeah, but then what is my dark square bishop doing? d4. Maybe they push, in which case, yeah, I'm probably rerouting over here, trying for this. Maybe bringing my light square bishop or bringing my queen into the fold with a possible battery there. I don't like e4, though, in the context of how this game went. e4. They played knight g4. They played knight g4 interesting. I thought they had played the bishop move first. I wonder if I should have just taken. Take. Probably take. Take. And I don't know. I don't necessarily hate this position either from the black side. I do have a back rank problem. We got opposite colored bishops. I've got these pawns in the center. I still feel like black is better here. I didn't see this bishop move. Didn't see the bishop move. I probably should have just played. I wonder if I could have played knight check here. Could I? Knight check. He probably plays queen takes. Yeah, and white is just winning here. Where is a better... This must have been a blunder. Queen c5 probably was double question mark blunder. I would guess the better move instead of queen c5 in this position, probably here. Where would he play? Could he play this? It's kind of an annoying move. I'd still have this check defended by the queen. Maybe just going here. And then what am I really doing? Yeah, so maybe I'm not liking my position as much. Maybe that knight takes was a blunder. Maybe there was just no way. Because where can I realistically put my queen? I could put it here. Here. That's probably queen c6. Probably the one. Queen c6. Because but what if here? Then here maybe. But then rook in. This is undefended. This is undefended. It's looking pretty bad. I could maybe take. I wonder what the best move here for the rook. Maybe just taking. Probably taking here so that he can't get the check. Although, no, that would be a mistake because I could give check here. So that would not be a good move. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the actual game. Knight g4, bishop e7, c, take. That's what we were saying. So I think queen c6 was probably the move. Queen c6, probably followed by rook e1, followed by queen b5. He cannot take this knight. Maybe you could play here, but then we're just getting out of it by taking. And I do think rook going in here, potential problem, but I still like black better here. I've got these 2-pass pawns. This is going to be a weakness eventually. Yeah, I think I like black's position better here. But queen c5, big blunder, because after bishop e3, and I forgot that it was defended twice. Could I have defended this way? No. I couldn't really give a check because it was defended by the knight. So I think from this point on, I was definitely lost. This doesn't do anything because it's already attacked twice, and I just didn't really see that. So queen c5, not my best move. Yeah, and I'm just down a piece here. I was trying to run my pawns up the board. I don't think I had... I wonder if... I was thinking like knight or rook here would have been better, but after this, I mean, it's just not looking great. Yeah, I don't think trading off my piece was a good move either. Being down, I guess, yeah, it was because I was already down a piece. It wasn't losing the exchange. I'm just straight up down a rook now, which is completely losing. So trading off my piece, probably not the best idea either. But yeah, queen c5, not a great move. d5, probably not a great move. But if I think about the opening, man, I feel like I opened well. By the time we got to this point, like I said, I feel like black was slightly better here. I'm going to trigger the engine on just to see the evaluation. It's not going to show me any lines. Okay, plus 0.1, so pretty even. Pretty even. What about earlier on in the game when I said I thought white was slightly better? Also even. Okay. And then knight h2. I played d5. I think this was a mistake from me. I'm thinking white is now better. Yeah, plus 0.6. Can I add? How do I add? If I double, I know there's a way to add the evaluation to the move. I thought there was a way to do it. Okay. So d5, not the move. What if we go e5? Oh, that's even worse for me. Okay, it says +1. Probably because I'm giving up such a strong square here. Let's think about this for a second. Take. Oh, he has this. No, that's not working because the knight is defending, but probably here. My light square or dark square bishop is falling. He's got 2 pawns in the center to my 1, so that makes sense. We have a visitor. Hello, Chimichanga. Okay, so e5, not the best move. d5 also probably not great. Okay, queen c7, knight e3, rook a d8. Evaluation here pretty even. Knight h2. So that d5 move, like I said, was a mistake, but so was e5. So where do we want to go from here? I'm not exactly sure. Okay, we've just got a cat just having his way up here. trying to decide what is better in this position. I wonder if gaining space with something like a5, looking for like a queenside push. I mean, my pawns are kind of pointing in that direction with this structure here to attack on the queen side. I just felt like with the weakness of the king, but I was having a hard time breaking through, obviously. So that was my struggle. D5, not the move. E5, definitely not the move. What is a better move? Down. I don't think C4 makes sense. C4, I'm just losing a pawn. So I guess if I had to think about how could I improve my position here, yeah, maybe something like A5 followed by a B pawn push and trying to break up these pawns on the queen side. Or maybe just B5, trying to go for B4. If takes, knight takes. If pushes, I've got this nice square for the knight. Okay, I like that a lot more, actually. I guess I just didn't really know after this. He's hitting the pawn. If takes, takes. Oh, I take with tempo. So probably takes. But then I have A6. Yeah, I like this a lot better. For sure, this line. We check that. Yeah, black is slightly better there. So maybe B5 here. Looking at the direction of my pawns. B5. Because what is white's actual best response to that? Maybe rerouting the knight. But maybe I'm still keeping up with my plan. Again, because if he pushes, he's giving up D4, which is just an amazing square for me. And they have a backward pawn on D3, which is going to be a long-term weakness. If takes, I'm still taking with the knight. And still going to reroute into this really nice square. So maybe that's something to gain. B5. Definitely the better move from black. Definitely the better move from black. Okay. The way the game went, I still felt good. I still felt good here. Take, take, take. Material-wise here, I'm up a pawn. I think black is still better here. I definitely think black is better here. I would say black is better firmly in this position. Even after this bishop move, I think the key move was queen c6. Queen c, right? Queen c6, rook c1 here. What if here? I mean, I'm probably just taking. Yeah. I think queen c6 was the move. And I do think black is still better here. Definitely black is better here. Okay, so this was very helpful. How long has this been? 26 minutes we've spent analyzing this game. Made a bad mistake. I mean, I had 5 minutes. I only thought 30 seconds on that move. That was definitely a blunder, obviously. I liked the way I played the opening. I've got to take better considerations here in this middle game to think about the way my pawn structure is calling me to proceed with the game. My head was telling me, hey, bust the position open. But really, if I would have calculated a couple of moves, I would have seen that. I mean, even knight here, this is probably still white has got to be better. Because where am I going with this knight? I mean, here, like, what are we doing? So that d5 pawn push was ill-advised at this stage in the game. I still feel like I recovered a little bit. Probably white is still slightly better in this position, would be my guess. Well, I don't know, because I still have a very nice pawn structure. I've got all my pieces are in the game. I actually think black is probably still slightly better here. Yeah. So even though I made a mistake just 4 moves prior, I was able to get my way out of it, find my way out of it, I should say. Pushing the pawn. Was there a better move than e5? I still feel like that was probably the best move. It allowed the check, but I don't think the check... I guess getting this kind of set up for white was probably pretty good. So let's see, could there have been a better move besides e5 here? I mean, could I have defended the pawn? Sure. I could have defended it that way. I could have lifted a rook. I could have even just played this, which I don't really hate, although I liked my rook on the alignment with the queen. So I guess maybe here. It's not terrible. Do I like that better than what I played? I don't know, because he still has this. But then take. I honestly think I like the position I had better because I still had 2 pawns in the center. So I do think I liked the e5 pawn push. And I still think I'm better here. Slightly. It's about even. He gives the check. It's fine. He's able to get this structure here. And e4. Is that the best move? I don't know, because now I'm just putting pawns in the way of my light square bishop. Maybe I should have just considered trading off light square bishops and then following with e5, something like this. And he's probably getting knight in here. I don't think I like that so much because then I'm going to lose my dark square bishop, most likely. I don't really want to retreat. This is a very annoying move. So in this move position, e4. I think I looked previously in the analysis at d4. Maybe d4 would have been better. Although, yeah, it just blocks my dark square bishop in. e4. I'm trying so hard not to hit the hit the engine button. Like I'm trying, and this is really helpful, just trying to decide, like, do I like this move or did I have something better? Because now my pawns are saying we should be playing on the king side. So e4 or d4? d4. Yeah, I don't think I like d4 because my dark square bishop would have just been doing absolutely nothing. To be fair, my light square bishop is also not doing much. Maybe even playing here is not a bad idea. Because he can't really play this because I would just take. And he can't take back because of the pin. So I actually like this move. Bishop a6. How would he combat that? What's the best move for white here? Could they start bringing some pressure to my king side with the queen? Possibly. It's not quite working yet. But moving that queen actually drops this pawn. So I really like this bishop a6 move, actually. Bishop a6. We've got this pin going on. I could think of playing here. This doesn't work because I'm just take, and I'm up a pawn. Yeah, what? I wonder, could he respond with this? Doesn't really work. Doesn't really work because I'm taking here. Yeah, I think I like this bishop a6 move. I think I like it better than e4 that I played in the game. Bishop a6. Again, then I don't feel so bad about playing e5 or e4 because my light square bishop is on a better diagonal and I've got that pin going. Now, let's say he tries to escape the pin by lifting the rook, which would make sense and defends that pawn. Could I just play this? Forking these? He probably has to move the rook again. Maybe here? But I don't think that's a very good move because couldn't I play here? No, he would just take that pawn. Maybe here. Hitting the rook. Goes back. Well, then he's falling to my queen. So yeah, I like this bishop a6 move. I played e4. I still think I'm slightly better here, but I think bishop a6 is much stronger. I'm going to check that with the engine now. e4, white is slightly better. Bishop a6. White is still slightly better. I don't know, but I like this better from the black side. Knight g4, bishop e7. C pushes. Takes. Yeah, I think C pushes was a mistake from white because I was able to take. Do I need to find a better move than e4? Because the evaluation here is slightly better for black. I played e4, didn't like it. Is d4? Maybe d4 was the one. Opening this up. Even though my dark square bishop is kind of biting on granite, as they say, it's still playing a valuable role, blockading the pawn. And yeah, I think having this is going to be helpful because in the game, I was thinking of something like this. Yeah. Yeah, queen c5 blunder. All right. Well, now it's been 35 minutes. This was really helpful for me. I hope it was helpful for you. If you're still watching this video, shout out to you. This video is probably going to be over an hour long now. But I'm going to try and do more of this. I don't think this is content that people really actually enjoy for my channel, to be completely honest. But it's really helpful for me, and I'm going to try and get in the better habit of it. What did I learn from this game? Well, I felt like I opened pretty well. I felt really good about the way I opened, actually. And from this position, I think I could have done better to consider my pawn moves, consider the structure better, look at playing b5, b4, because of the complications that all these different alignments that I have going are creating for white. And even though I didn't see that, and you know, I I played a bit poorly here in the middle game as far as the way I pushed my pawns. I do feel like I was able to get back on track, get my pieces still into good positions, and create chances for myself. It's unfortunate that I didn't spend a little bit more time on this queen move. I only spent about 30 seconds, so yeah, just being more careful. Time management, of course. You know, I'm down to 4 minutes. My opponent had 13. That's certainly not helpful for me. So a bummer, and I didn't really spend much time analyzing this endgame. I don't think I had chances. I really don't. I mean, if I flip the engine on, I think white is completely winning here. They are. And even with the 2 passed pawns in the center, it was going to be very, very difficult for me to keep it complicated, which I did try and do. But yeah, at a certain point, there's not a lot you can do. So I appreciate you watching this video. Leave me a comment if you have any analysis of your own, and I hope to do more of these. Even if people don't like them, it's really helpful for me, and hopefully we'll see my chess improve from it as well. So until the next video, take care, guys. Thank you.